because we all love Joe Rio. I've been asked to speak a little bit. I know we all have a lot of the same kind of feelings in our hearts, lots of different ways, and I was going to write something specific for this, but last week Kelly had asked me if I would write an obituary for publication, and I did that, and so I'm just to keep my part of this short. I know a lot of people want to speak. I'm going to read the obituary that I wrote aloud, and I hope that'll suffice. So here's what I wrote. Our beloved Joe Rio, born Joseph Lee Craig, skated away into eternity on the evening of Wednesday, December 5 in his home in Wichita. Joe was born February 23, 1970 in Auburn, Kansas. Turn your phone off. And despite a hard-scrabble youth spent skateboarding under bridges and indulging in general juvenile orneriness, he grew to be a deeply compassionate and hard-working, ever-helpful cultural beacon and a mentor to generations of younger punks. It's 100% true. A sensitive man, he never failed to offer a sincere embrace in place of a goodbye, and he leaves in his wake a stunned community, that's us, of people whose hearts have been touched by his wild and too short carom through this world. Joe spent much of his adult life honing a fine skill set, and in recent years he had forged a reputation as a talented, fair, and trustworthy contractor, but his real career, if you can call it a career, was as a musician. Joe sang and drummed and played bass in a panoply of groups whose styles ranged from hardcore punk to reggae and a little bit of everything in between, including Social Ignorance. Any Social Ignorance members in the house tonight? Istanbulis, Boot, Plainview Recreation League, 7/8 Quick, Candy Mine, Diatribe, Stool Monkeys, Dios Mofos, and others. That's right. Don't be shy. A complete list of his bandmates would comprise a large swath of the working musicians in Wichita over the past 30 years. Joe was never shy about acknowledging his lifelong struggle to overcome the prolonged trauma of his youth. He believed it was important to present himself as he was, warts and all, in order to be better understood and to help inspire others to overcome any shame they might feel about their own emotional wellness. In the end, this constant effort, coupled with chronic and excruciating physical pain he suffered due to his degenerative back condition, proved too much to overcome. Joe Rio was an entirely authentic human being, neither replaceable nor forgettable, and he'll be fiercely missed as long as any of us are alive. And I think we can all pretty much get with that to one degree or another. I love that guy. I moved to town here, and he had already left town, and so I came to know him first through legend. Tom Page and Dave Lawrence and these guys would tell these stories. Darren Holland would tell these stories of this guy, Joe Rio. In fact, when I met Joe, I was like, oh, this is the guy. And then it was 10 years after that, I found out that his last name wasn't even Rio. Like, literally, that's literally true. I finally, one day, I saw, well, that was when he Americanized his name to, get less street cred out of it. But, I saw Joseph Craig written down one day, and I was, who the hell is Joseph Craig? He said, that's me, man. So, anyway, there's a lot of people want to come up and speak and share their hearts tonight, and thanks to everybody for coming out, and I'm honored to be asked. I'll want to play a little music a little later, too, so I brought fudge. Thank you very much, appreciate it. But, here's to our boy Joe Rio. God bless him. God bless us, everyone. Next up.
God bless you. I never heard of Eaton. I am now.
All right. Many of you don't know who I am, but there was a little house called 2nd and Green, and I was there, and I got married, family stuff, did all that, moved back, reconnected with Joe, and in the meantime I had gone from hooligan to, as Joe called me, his holy man. And so I'm kind of here to represent that just a bit. I'm not going to turn this into any kind of a church service. What I'm going to do is start off with a story. I don't know how many of you personally have been handcuffed by federal marshals, but I have. There is a few in the crowd. Fight the power. Joe was running a little deal, and we don't have to get into all that. It's not all that big a deal, but what is a big deal is they come to the door, knock, knock, knock. I open the door, was up, arm twist behind the back, end up handcuffed on the porch. Picture, nope, that's not him. So they walk into the house, and I don't know if you'd ever been into 2nd and Green. It wasn't the cleanest place. Possibly there could have been some paraphernalia in kind of a buffet order laid out. Might have been LSD in the freezer. And I was concerned about that at the moment. And we had this, in the middle of the place, there was this basement thing. It was scary down there. We didn't even throw beer cans down there. So the marshals go through the house, they're looking for Joe, and they go down there, and there's a big roll of carpet in there, and Joe had himself rolled up inside that carpet. And dadgummit, he almost had gotten away with it, except for they were shining a light, and I think they caught the white of the tips of his Chuck Taylors. And that marshal leaned over there and pinched his toe. Joe, is that you? They hauled him out of there, but here's the moral of the story, or here's where it goes for me. We get a letter a couple of weeks later, those of us at the house, and it's from Joe. It's from Sedgwick County finest lockup hotel, and it says, "Hey homies, I'm just sitting here drinking margaritas and smoking a Cuban," and that was Joe. He's sitting in the clinker, and it wasn't that big a deal, so we didn't stay there that long, but he's sitting in the clinker and he has this vision for something more. And that impressed me then, and it impresses me today. As I became a holy man and reconnected with Joe, he still inspired me. And that's just a little bit, we wouldn't normally be the pair you put together, but we were, and I love you, Joe. And if you will permit me to just 2 small scriptures, I have to.
Bring it on.
Very easy. Because of God's tender mercy, the morning light from on heaven is about to break upon us, to give light to those who sit in darkness and in the shadow of death, and to guide us to the path of peace. Joe was guided to the path of peace. Sometimes I'm even a little embarrassed by my own tribe of what they call right and wrong, and what it's supposed to be is caring for people, loving people, not judging people, reaching out a hand, and that's what I watched Joe do time and time and time again. Has anybody in here been a beneficiary of Joe's hand? That's a big bunch of us.
Do good work, get more work.
That's do good work, get more work. Man, that's a good one. Everybody wins. So if you got one, raise it to Joe. Joe, we love you, bro. And I think I'm supposed to kind of MC this thing a little bit. I'm not the most talented guy in the world, but what I do know is next up is the beautiful Rori Rio and the Plainview Recreation League.
Yes.
Give it up.
Does anybody know how to play this one?
No.
Okay.
We'll do it anyway.
Joe Rio!
Dad's memorial without a few mistakes, so that's fine.
Just don't apologize into the mic.
I think I know what time you're talking about, and that is not cool.
stand up here. Johnny, stay here with me. Guitar, get your guitar ready. You can do guitar. Sorry, Zach. All right. I actually wrote something down. I don't know. Somebody get Johnny a guitar pick while I look at this sheet and tell you about my friend Joe, my neighbor, Holmes. He used to always text me, "You home, Holmes?" Sorry, I'm nervous, so I'm just saying weird shit. So it says intro. I know for sure that we all knew Joe Rio. I knew Joe. Joe always let us know who he was, didn't he? I feel like I'm cheating, but I don't care. 'Cause he's like, dude, I don't have to do this, right? But I do, you know? And like, I met Joe probably like 18 years ago, and eventually, easily, our lives like intersect because of music, which is a powerful force in the world. Eventually, he coaxed me and John and our buddy Pete, who we love dearly, and he made that band, Full Grown Juveniles. Where's Pete? Pete came up with the name, and Joe fucking ran with the name. The Juvies. Bunch of gray-haired Juvies. Me being the uptight rock and roller type, I had too many instances where Joe would come up and just step all over my shit.
You're unplugged now.
Yeah, I heard a 7/8 quick story. It was like, first song, and by the end of the song, everybody's unplugged, even Rhea. You know, I'm gonna sit up here and say shit, because I'm gonna come out here and be with y'all, and you can tell me what about Joe. There's really too much to say about the guy, so I narrowed it down. Sorry. And there's 3 rules that we came up with the Juveniles because you step on my shit. And the first one is, sorry, never apologize in the microphone. And I let it bug me that we play a song and they respond to the audience with, sorry.